Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into the channel, and today's episode we are going to be jumping in a pair of Fox comp boots and see how they perform in the wet. Well guys, Fox makes a whole lineup of motocross boots, all the way from the entry level all the way up to the more professional higher price point level. Now the Fox comp boot, they would be your mid-range motocross boot. They are designed more for the motocross world rather than the enduro riding world. However, a lot of riders still choose to only pick one boot, so they're going to pick it on generally the feel and the fit and the style of the boot. So we're here just to look at the performance in one scenario: wet traction and wet conditions. So the Fox motocross boot is actually a pretty nice boot. It's not overly heavy. However, because it's an entry-level boot, you're not going to have any pivot points or hinge points or hyperextension options built into the boot. It's just going to be built more for the actual impact protection, toe protection, and performance on the pegs. So that's kind of where the Fox has really put their emphasis on the design with this price point. Now from there, what we have here is a full injection molded boot. This is not, as far as I know, a replaceable sole. It looks like it's just a one sole that is molded into the boot. Now the advantage when it comes to water is that there's no stitching or there's no water entry points from that design. It will be more waterproof than, let's say, one that does have more stitching or a ventilated design. This is a fully integrated molded design. So from the inside, where you would be hugging the bike, it does offer a lot of grippy design and a lot of protection against engine and exhaust heat. So this is where this protection extends from the full upper to the sole of the boot all the way up to the toe area. So it should really protect well in terms of impact, vibration, and hugging the bike throughout the whole boot. With that, the splashing is going to be an advantage because it is a molded design. With that in mind, any water splashing will not have any entry level points within inside of the boot. So from that design specification, looks like it'll perform well. It is a 3-buckle design boot, so you do have the upper, the mid, and the lower buckle boot for stability and strength while you're riding. This does not have a Velcro liner in there, so it does have a little bit more flexibility and adjustability than those that do have a Velcro system in here. Now, when you look at the inside of the boot, if we open this guy right up, we see that it's got a mid-range inner design for a, not a booty, but that would be a gator design. But it does have a booty type design where you could have strings to pull to mold around your foot a little bit more for extra stability and plantation. But this here is where the weak point might be when we go into water and we start to walk into any water that's deeper than the second buckle. The water entry should be noticeable. Now, how fast that is what we're going to do in the test. From there, we look at the bottom of the sole. Now, the sole, like I said, is a molded sole. It is more designed for a quick shifting on your foot pegs rather than for wet traction. So the lack of deep lugs, siping, and other design elements in here, walking on this in slippery conditions may not be the best for this type of boot. But again, we're going to go and test out the performance and to see how it really performs in the wet. We're going to look at the strengths, we're going to look at the weaknesses, we're going to look at the water depth level, and we're going to get them soaking wet to see how far you can go into them, how much water they do hold once you do get a booter full of water, and the dry time. So guys, let's go jump into them and take it for a ride. We'll do a little bit of a ride review, and then we'll do some splashing in the water and getting our socks soupy. Well everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today on Soupy Socks Enduro, we're going to be completing the Fox comp motocross boot performance in the wet. So as you can tell, I got them on here. They actually look really nice. They are comfortable. They're not overly squishy on the insole, but I think that's going to change when the water flows in there. We'll see how squishy they can get. But anyway, as far as the fitment goes, they are a stiffer boot. There's no doubt about it. They basically have a, you know, a cast type of feel, and they really do have a support of nature. I can still, you know, use my feet for shifting. I don't find that they're not that problematic, so that's a good thing about them. The other thing about them is they're easy to put on. The buckles work flawlessly, and yeah, so that's a good point on them. So as you can see, I'm out here in southern Alberta, just on a kind of a gravelly road for the ride test portion of it. See how they perform compared to my other boots. On the initial impression, they will need breaking in, but they're not so bad where taking a big wide angle here. Hold on, let me concentrate. Go through some crops. Woo! And let's go with their this is not good. This was soft. Holy smokes, guys. That was a mud fest. So let's see if I can we got out of that one good. It'll go a little bit in. Alrighty, that little splash, tiny bit, just a water drop or two came inside the boot. Well guys, here we go. I'm going to start to walk in slowly and then stop when I start feeling water entering or seeping into the boots. So kind of gives you an idea of where the water entry level points will be and everything. So standing here like this, perfectly dry. I don't notice any water entering them. So that's a good sign. Again, the longer you stand, that's when you might start feeling this. I do have a tape measure, so when I do start feeling water entering, I will stop and give you kind of a depth test. Okay, this one's now deeper, and yeah, water's coming in and actually really fast. And the other one, same thing. So let me grab my tape measure out. Oh, they're flooded. Yeah, if you go into water this deep, that is 6 inches, and your feet will be soaking wet. I mean, yeah, these boots are flooded out already. So again, 6 inches. Splash test wasn't bad. If you do a splash, it wasn't too bad. Right now, like I said, these boots are just full of water, and they are now, I would say, totally drenched. Like, your socks will come out dripping wet. So as I go in, I don't feel any like water still pouring in. There's still a little air in them, but as far as this lake is, it doesn't look like it wants to get too much deeper than what it is. Hopefully it doesn't drop off a ledge, but yeah, I would say these will probably be your average motocross boots. So there you go, they're kind of underwater right now, and that would be filling them right up. We're gonna get them really wet just so we can test total saturation with dry time. So anyway, that's about a little bit of bubbles coming out still, but not too bad. So after 6 inches, 5 to 6, expect water to penetrate the boot and have a significant leak. These are not slow leaks. These are pretty bad leaks. So I would rate them as not a very robust boot for wet conditions. Well guys, that brings us our conclusion on our Fox Comp motocross boot test. So how do they perform in the wet? Well, wish I could report that they're waterproof, but they certainly are not. So you're pretty good for splashing and for what's it called? For splashing and 6 inches or less of water, but after that you're gonna have this much water in your boot. So that's pretty, and your socks are gonna be totally soupy. So I'm gonna be drying these bad boys out and then reporting to you guys on the dry time. It is, so they do hold a lot of water. The traction bringing a muddy vehicle bike back up on the ramp wasn't too bad. Didn't feel like I was sliding around a lot. However, the grass and everything is pretty drying out. So that's kind of where we're at with this. So the review would be average water crossing boots, but expect wet feet for anything with light to moderate water on the trails. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you like this video. If you want to see more soupy sock boot testing, let me know. I got a whole bunch that I'm going to line up and try to improve the quality and the delivery of this series. But that brings us into this one. Hopefully that answers your questions on how waterproof the Fox comps are and helps you make a decision on your next pair of motocross boots. Anyway guys, you stay soupy. We'll catch you on the next episode. What now?
I can't even fucking get my feet out of here.
Oh, it's deep. Deep hand?
Ah, fuck.
We're at the end because now it goes up.
Stop.
Here.